Hello, what is going on out there, everyone? Remo back. We are out on my new Snowrunner mod map, which is the Death Roads. Now, today we are actually going to do a cargo haul. I haven't actually put the task in on the map, but you'll see we do have some cargo. I've added most of the loading area stuff in. Got my watch points picked. The map is completely covered at this point, so I'm kind of fine-tuning, building up little areas around the houses and stuff. Yeah, there's going to be a few houses to role play in. I did see a comment about that. Getting real close right now. I'm literally have all the missions, well, not all of them, but most of them roughed in. Just a quick rough copy of what they're going to be, so I have to actually go through and write out what's going to be going on. I have 10 vehicles. I think 3 of them had trailers at this point for recoveries, and I'm probably going to stick in a few more around different little areas. It's going to be very heavy on the recoveries, and they are going to be some pretty tough ones too. I certainly haven't taken it easy on you. Today we are out in the RNG LMV multi-purpose vehicle. Bit of a mouthful there, but it's a good vehicle. It's very vanilla built, as is kind of the custom with the RNG mods. Sometimes I will say I find the motor setup to be just a little underpowered, but you can deal with it. I wouldn't be surprised if we get hung up in somewhere just on power issue, but like I said, we'll get through. Premise right here is we just left a little bit of a fishing village area. This is going to be fish, if you will, or catch from the lake. Just thought it was a good little reason to go. Look at the tip on this area. This is a little unnerving, I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised we're not over yet. Probably gonna leave that kind of stuff. I haven't actually driven down this road. So you can see just down in the bottom left corner we have a recovery. You can see trailer, and there is a truck hidden down there somewhere. This road so far, it's looking pretty challenging. I'm gonna leave it this way more or less. I like that tipped area back there just because I got through it, so I know it can be done. But if you drive through there too quick, you will definitely join that other truck down at the bottom of the valley. See, we're gaining a little vertical here. This is where it does struggle a little bit. We're still pushing through all right. Man, I've left quite a lean on some of the areas of this trail. It's unnerving, but I like it. Like right now we're leaning uncomfortably. There, we straighten back up. So far I'm liking how this one turned out. It's really hard to tell how fine these little divots and how much tip. It's really on the road when you're building. You have to kind of drive it in game. This is exactly what I was going for. Not all the cliff roads are going to be quite this narrow and tipped. This one's definitely going to be one of those ones you're probably not going to drive down and have a good time every time. This looks like a real narrow spot. So as far as tasks on the map, a bunch of logging. We have some weather stations we're going to deliver some stuff to, some antenna deliveries. There's like kind of a small farm area where you're going to bring some stuff from. this fishing stuff is going to be a few spots to deliver. I did add in a rail yard, which you'll see is where we're actually headed right now. There is kind of a mine that you have to drive down to, or an open pit. I shouldn't say a mine, but so you're going to be hauling a few of the sandbags across the map. As I mentioned, there's over 10 recoveries right now, some with trailers, different sized vehicles. I'm going to keep it within reason because this whole map is pretty challenging terrain. But we got the trucks that can sort it out. See, we're getting lots of road options here. I know where we're going because I just built this not too long ago. And this is just coming up to pretty long bridge. I was going to maybe put a support in the middle. I know it's kind of an unrealistic size crossing, but it's video game fun. So I figured I'd just go with it. And I didn't realize it, but this one bridge does have a little bit of movement to it. I was using the other bridges in the other areas that move quite a bit more, and they have a lot more tip to them. This one does move a bit. Just want to keep it going straight. I could make them a little narrower if anyone wants a bit more of a challenge, but this is touchy enough. So everything is going pretty well so far. Truck's doing alright. I figured if this thing can make it up, you're pretty much good for vanilla vehicles. Here's our first power issue. Because I don't think we're stuck right now. The wheels just aren't turning. This is on the best engine. I wish there was one more option. But I totally get the way RNG builds mods and what they're going for. So it's not something I would ask for. It's just something it would be nice to just have that little bit of extra power if you wanted it. Whoa. There's a bit of force on that bush. We're going though. That's all we needed. You'll notice, and I mentioned it previously, there isn't a heck of a lot to winch to along some of these areas. There are some trees that are a little bit close and some fallen logs and stuff, but there's not a ton of them. Wouldn't be surprised if it was the kind of place where you have to go get another vehicle at times. You'll notice we spent quite a bit of our trip running along the edge of the cliff so far. Oh, this might be a problem. Yeah, the trailer's gonna grab the tree. Of course it is. I typically don't put these right on the road because they can be very, very frustrating. The pine type trees move and break, but these white birch kind of trees that are laying down don't break. You can see we're not making it any better here. So we'll just unhook the trailer and see if we can do anything. And nothing. Call in some help. Still nothing. Still nothing. No. Bit. And no. Pull it out by itself. We'll use the big truck here, see if we can get around it. I can tell you this tree is not going to be here when you play the map. I just wasted 10 minutes on this. John Hot Rod saved us here with the tilt cab. Get it back on our original machine. Let's carry on. 10 minutes. That one stupid tree. I'm going to get rid of that. If it just had the tip of it on the road, that'd be okay, but there's no way around that, and that was frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, on with the rest of the trip. Very happy with the mud depth here. I want this road to be a little bit muddy. There's going to be some sections that are worse than others, but I want it to be just enough mud that it kind of messes around with the steering and not get stuck, but just make the driving tougher. And we've really got that feel, and a lot of it has to do with the depth, and the other thing is the wetness. And if you don't use proper wetness on the mud, it goes way too dry, or if you overdo it, it's just you just sink in it. So it's something you learn as you build maps to kind of paint it gracefully. This whole map has a touch of wetness. When you make something wet, that also makes the truck sink down into the ground when you stop. And the wetter it is, the further down it will go. And you can also adjust that in the editor, how much the truck sinks. Like I can, the Bog Remastered, the Extreme Mud version, that one I made it so that you would sink halfway down in the tire. So anytime you stop, you were swamped. Not something you would use in a typical map. Wasn't sure if we were going to get by that branch with a big truck. I remembered that last time we come down this road. I kind of like the feel of not being able to see through the leaves a bit along this cliff road though, so as long as we can get through, I'll leave it the way it is. Overall, very happy with how the look of this turned out too. I wasn't too sure. I mean, I'm trying to give that feel, like I said, a lot of the videos I watched for inspiration were the Bolivia death roads, so just kind of give that feel of that area, and I wasn't sure if I could pull it off, but I mean, I use in-game assets. I'm not big on making 3D models, and all it does is make the files bigger and cause issues. I mean, the people that do it, they do some awesome stuff. It's just not for me. I like to keep it vanilla for everyone's sake and mine. I got like 50 maps to take care of, so when things blow up, it's a lot of fixes. And here we are at the rail yard. This is going to be one of the places where you're going to drop more than 4 of these off, I can tell you that. Again, I'm just starting to work on this area and fill it in a little bit and add some lived-in-ness to it. So let me know what you think so far. I should be about a week now, if not a little sooner. I just got to start hammering missions in, and everyone can get out and enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great day.